Hello again to all subscribers and listeners of this channel. You are listening to Obsidian Radio, and in this video I will speak about why gas lawnmowers, and to a certain degree electric lawnmowers too, are kind of annoying. If you were to ever get to know me, you'd quickly find out that I don't really like mowing the lawn, and quite frankly I find the whole lawn care culture, despite being a good business for some people, I find it to be pretty stupid and pretty much a wasteful activity. So I'm not really fond of it. I'm not really fond of lawnmowers. I just find them kind of irritating. So without further ado, here are my reasons why I don't like gas-powered lawnmowers, or pretty much the whole lawn care culture in general. A little bit about electric lawnmowers too. So let's go ahead. One, cutting the grass is an annoying chore. Me personally, if I could, I would rather never have to cut the grass around my house. Why? 1A, cutting the lawn takes time away from doing more useful things like making music, reading, writing, or working out in the gym, or playing video games, things that either are more fun or more productive. 1B, after cutting the grass, obviously it grows back, but the growing and cutting cycle over and over every week or every 2 weeks or however often you do it, as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't add anything of value to my life. As far as I'm concerned, it just costs money and costs time. 1C, maintaining a freshly cut lawn doesn't really improve my overall life quality, as far as I know. And doesn't really do anything for me the way washing clothes or dishes does, or keeping my room clean. Like those chores, they're not as tedious and they actually have a purpose as far as I'm concerned. That's important. Whereas mowing the lawn, I don't think it does anything really important for me as far as I'm concerned. It's a chore that, as far as I can see, seems totally tedious. 1D. Yes, I'm aware that some municipalities mandate that grass be cut every so often, and yes, the grass will be cut, but that doesn't change the fact that it's still an irritating chore to do. Number 2, lawnmowers, and this is one of the most irritating things about them. Lawnmowers are way too loud. As far as I'm concerned, I don't like their noise. If there's anything in life that annoys me, it's the noise pollution. And lawnmowers are one of the worst offenders. 2A, we have too much noise pollution in modern society as in general. Everything from trains rolling by, to planes flying overhead, to overly loud music by the neighbors, or the sounds of air conditioners and fans, which aren't as loud or as bad, but they still can get irritating after a while. You have those things constantly on. All these sounds are irritating and can lead to hearing damage later on as we age. But here's the thing that is going on with lawnmowers. 2B, lawnmowers make some of the loudest noise, much louder than fans or air conditioners. Also, the noise that lawnmowers make is very grating and atrocious. It's much harsher as a noise than planes or trains, and has an annoying gratiness or rumble to it that the loud music doesn't have. 2C, the loud noise of a lawnmower lasts longer than that of a passing train, truck, or a plane. So lawnmowers end up being some of the worst noise polluters out there overall. Number 3, many lawnmowers are heavy and not the easiest thing to use. Because they're usually so bulky, they're hard to move around, even on the smoothest lawns. Let me break that down. 3A, a lot of lawnmowers are a tad heavier. Most walk-behind gas-powered lawnmowers seem to weigh between 50 to 200 pounds. So constantly pushing it, even if you're in good shape, it's going to get tiring. Because it's not about just your strength, it's about stamina and your ability to endure the movement of the entire thing. Here's what you have to remember. Like I said, it's not just strength, it's you're pushing this machine that's filled with gasoline over the grass constantly from place to place over the lawn for sometimes up to an hour or more. And even the strongest person is going to get really tired doing that. 3B. If you got tall grass or weeds or thick bushy plants in the yard, then even after buying and using a larger, heavier lawnmower, you might still need to do additional work, and you get additional tools to clean up your yard even after you use the lawnmower. So you might spend hundreds of dollars on the lawnmower, be pushing it to and fro across the lawn when it weighs 100 something pounds, and still can't get all the work done because of all the stuff that's in your lawn. It's really irritating. All that machinery and still can't cut / remove everything that you want in the yard. Number 4. Lawnmowers cost quite a bit. From what I can see, lawnmowers have a pretty significant upfront cost, but they also have a hidden cost over their lifetime that needs to be considered. 4A. Initially, most gas-powered walk-behind lawnmowers seem to have a cost range of about $150 to $500, $150 to $500, which for some people is kind of on the steep side, while for other people it's very affordable. So it depends on your income or whatever. Unfortunately, all gas lawnmowers have a maintenance cost that can get pretty steep also. 4B. Buying the gas for the lawnmower can suck. So let's say that, for the sake of argument, the amount of gas used is about 1 quart of gas every time I mow my lawn, if I'm lucky. I mow my lawn once every 2 weeks. Again, this is all just hypothetical. So first I need to buy a 2-gallon gas can. That's like going to be what, $10 or whatever. I got to fill it up. So if gas is $2.50 a gallon, that's $5 to fill up the gas can. In 4 months, I spend about $10 for the gas. The gas can, and no, I spent $10 for the gas can and about $5 for the gasoline. Plus, let's just say $300 for the lawnmower, then taxes on top of the lawnmower, and the price of the motor oil and other things that I need in order to keep the lawnmower going. So we're looking at about $360 overall. That doesn't seem like much to some people until one starts to calculate how much that is over years or even decades of using lawnmowers. And this isn't factoring in things like repairs, buying replacement parts, if the wheel falls off, if the handle breaks, whatever. I didn't factor in any of that. 4C. Things to consider in price. Some people buy more expensive lawnmowers. They might buy the tractor type lawnmowers. The maintenance cost can be as low as $30 to as much as $100 a year, depending on different conditions, which can then turn into $300 to $1,000 over the course of a decade, which becomes tens of millions of dollars once you consider the number of people who cut the grass on a regular basis. Some people have to mow their lawns all year round, which dramatically increases the cost of use. We live in the southern area where it doesn't really get cold. Then there's not cutting grass by rehabbing your lawn, or some people might do that where they just like take out the grass altogether and replace it with something else, or cutting the grass with an alternative mower. Both of these may actually be a good alternative to cutting the grass on a regular basis. I'll get into that in a later video. Number 5, and finally, this is the biggest one, the big kicker, other than the noise pollution. Number 5, the consumption of gasoline. This should be obvious based off of the title and the description, but here's the part that people will miss. I'm pro-environmental, and I'm tired of human beings remaining so dependent on gasoline and big oil companies. So, let me break this down. 5A. If a homeowner uses up a gallon a month of gasoline, that's a gallon a month every month that he mows the lawn, that he's giving money to big oil companies. a gallon every month that he's producing more carbon dioxide. A gallon every month that he's spending money on, money that could be spent on something more useful in my opinion, or it could be saved up for later use, for something more important to his family and his life. 5B. The oil companies have helped create a culture that's overly dependent on their product just to live a regular daily life in the United States, keeping up with the Joneses, as they say. The silly and wasteful lawn care culture, in my humble opinion. 5C. This type of activity, along with most automobiles, is keeping the big oil companies alive instead of allowing big oil to be overtaken by better, healthier, more environmentally friendly forms of energy. Bottom line, we are too dependent on gasoline to this day, and constantly mowing the lawn, as well as driving with the combustion engine, is only helping us to remain stagnant in terms of moving our technology forward for the entire human species. In conclusion, if it were up to me, people wouldn't have front lawns growing grass. A plant that, other than looking nice in front of your house, really doesn't serve a purpose. Cutting the lawn over and over is a poor use of time, creates too much noise pollution, is pretty expensive overall, especially in an extended period of time, helps preserve the stability of big oil monopolies, and is quite cumbersome and annoying to use in terms of the lawnmowers. It would be nice if people could grow gardens or vegetables around their house, or if they could grow nothing at all. But alas, people have lawns, so they're going to have to cut them both for silly aesthetic reasons and to follow the municipal ordinances. At least there are alternatives that have their own advantages, and I'll go over those in a later video. As far as big oil, it's not about hating big oil. It's about progress. But again, I'll save that conversation for a whole other video. That's all for now. Please like, subscribe, share, and donate to support this channel. You all have a nice day. I'm out. Peace.